Sex work, often called the world's oldest profession, yet still one of its most controversial. Across the globe, the status of sex work varies dramatically. Some countries regulate or legalize it. Others ban it completely, enforcing strict punishment. But despite the legal status, sex work continues to exist, driven by demand, economics, and human choices. This is Trip and Sip, and today, we explore the top 5 countries with the highest number of sex workers in the world, and what makes each nation's approach so unique. Number 1. China, with an estimated 5 million sex workers. In China, prostitution is officially illegal. Yet behind the scenes, the industry thrives in underground venues, karaoke bars, massage parlors, nightclubs, and private apartments. While the government enforces periodic crackdowns, these spaces often continue to operate under informal arrangements or in disguise. Traditional Chinese society still carries a deep sense of conservatism and stigma toward sex work. Despite this, modern economic realities have created a massive informal industry, with estimates suggesting that sex work may contribute significantly to the underground economy. The contradiction is stark. The law forbids it, society judges it, but millions still depend on it for survival. Number 2. India, with an estimated 3 million sex workers. India presents a unique case. In 2022, the Supreme Court recognized that sex workers are entitled to dignity, protection, and legal rights, treating it as a legitimate profession under certain circumstances. However, running brothels, soliciting in public, and organized pimping are still considered illegal. This has created a legal gray area, where individual sex work is allowed but the surrounding infrastructure often operates in secrecy. Socially, sex workers in India face intense stigma tied to religious values, cultural conservatism, and a lack of legal clarity. Despite these challenges, India has one of the world's largest networks of red light districts, such as Sonagachi in Kolkata and Kamathipura in Mumbai, where sex work continues to support millions of women and families. Number 3. The United States, with over 1 million sex workers. In the U.S., sex work is criminalized in almost every state, with the sole exception of some counties in Nevada. This criminalization has serious consequences, especially for women and marginalized groups. Sex workers often face harassment, arrests, lack of healthcare access, and social exclusion. AIDS United reports that these legal barriers push sex work into dangerous, hidden spaces where abuse and exploitation are more likely. Despite these challenges, sex work continues, especially online through platforms, private appointments, and street-level transactions. The country's laws may prohibit it, but the numbers show that the profession remains deeply embedded in American society. Number 4. The Philippines, with an estimated 800,000 sex workers. Prostitution is illegal in the Philippines and carries harsh penalties under the revised penal code. The country's strong Catholic roots and cultural norms fuel a widespread moral opposition to sex work. Despite these laws, the profession is widespread, particularly in nightlife hubs like Manila, Angeles City, and Cebu. Many sex workers operate in bars and karaoke lounges, often disguised as entertainers or hostesses. Though the law punishes the act, there's little consistent enforcement against establishments profiting from it. Sex workers in the Philippines face double punishment from both the law and societal stigma, with limited access to healthcare, safety, and justice. Number 5. Mexico, with an estimated 500,000 sex workers. In Mexico, the legal landscape has evolved. Sex work was decriminalized in Mexico City in 2019, removing penalties for voluntary adult prostitution. However, activities like sex trafficking and procuring remain criminal offenses. Despite legal reforms, cultural attitudes continue to stigmatize those in the profession. Sex workers often face marginalization and limited access to healthcare, education, and protection. Many operate in informal zones known as tolerance zones, where authorities turn a blind eye in exchange for unofficial regulation. Mexico's approach is a blend of legal tolerance, social resistance, and fragmented policy, reflecting the nation's complex relationship with the industry. Across the world, sex work sits at the intersection of morality, economics, and law. In some places, it's regulated. In others, it's hidden. But in all cases, it's real. For many, it's a means of survival. For others, it's a human rights issue. And for governments, it's an ongoing challenge to balance safety, dignity, and regulation. No matter where it exists, sex work is not just about numbers. It's about people. People with stories, struggles, and choices, all shaped by culture, law, and necessity. This is Trip and Sip, where travel meets truth.